I feel like we put God inside of a box. I can nuck if you buck if I got to. And sometimes it's not easy. Like in me, oh child, I'll be stressed. You know, I have butterflies right now.
Hello stranger, it's been a minute since we last kicked. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe.
Hey Spice Squad, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Nael. Make sure you press that red subscribe button down below and you press that bell so you don't miss a thing your girl posts. Y'all, what's going on? First of all. Second of all, excuse my voice. I'm like a little congested. Like my allergies have been going haywire. I got my allergy shots today and hopefully I get it together. You know what I'm saying? Let me try to change it. Okay, I think we're good there. So yes, this is kind of like a new view. I'm standing up doing this video. Really just trying to capture like the background and like switch it up a little bit. But this is a switch up overall because this video is different for you guys. So if you're not new here and you are part of the Spice Squad, you've been rocking with me, I do a lot of like weekly vlogs, travel vlogs, try on stuff, fashion, beauty, things of that nature. But if you've been keeping up with my birthday vlogs in my September videos period, you know that I've been talking a lot about being like self-aware and doing some self-reflection. So this video is basically going to be like a self-reflection because this, for those who don't know, this is my last year in my 20s. I'm 29. I just celebrated a birthday September 8th. And so much has gone on. Like my 20s, like I've grown up in my 20s, okay? Like I'm a totally different person than I was when I was 21, 22, 23, even 25. Like I am a new woman, okay? Like very much new, very much classy, very much that girl. Period. And I wanted to take this time, like I really like mapped up some things. You're gonna see me looking down at my phone because like, baby, let me show y'all. Like I really wrote down and have like a whole outline about my self-reflection and just this past decade, or I guess a little short of a decade because it's been 9 years in my 20s. So I'm gonna just get started. I'm gonna talk to y'all. I don't want to keep y'all here this long, but like it's gonna be a very personal, very vulnerable video where I really just let y'all into like a lot, like like something I haven't done before. So get ready, get your popcorn, get your snack, get your hookah, get your little wine or whatever you need, and we about to jump into this, okay? So if you ask me, I would say I've been living my whole 20s, especially since I turned 21. I've been traveling. This is not new for me. Like I love to travel. Like this is not something that just has come up like it's aesthetic-y, it's trendy. No, sis has been traveling before 21, but I started traveling on my own at age 21. I've, you know, got into drinking. I've smoked hookah. I've tried weed. I never did no other drugs though. Like no shade to anybody else, but that was just never my speed, and I was always just too scary. Like it's gonna mess me up. So I never done pills. Like I never like sniffed nothing up my nose or put any needles enough. I never did anything like that. That's just not my thing. But I have done the weed, hookah, and drinking. Nothing really stuck, but like I do hookah from time to time now. Like when I go out, like I'm not a big drinker, so like I like to smoke hookah, and I'll just do it occasionally. Like when I go out, like you'll see in my vlogs, like when I go out I smoke hookah. I don't really do it at home, like maybe because I'm lazy and I don't want to set it up, but I'm like not that pressed, and I don't say like I'm not addicted or anything like that. But you know, let me not go off on a tangent. Throughout my 20s, I've had some heartbreaks, I've lost some friends, I've gained friends, and it's just been, you know, a really like zigzaggy road to travel. And my girls in your 20s, and even guys, like y'all know, like this road is unpredictable. You never know what's gonna happen, and you just go through a lot. So of course, and I admittedly, like I've made mistakes. I fell short from time to time. I'm still falling short. I'm still making mistakes, but thank God for Jesus, okay? Like thank God for him, because he has sustained me through it all. And like even during my 20s is really like when I started my faith walk with God and everything. And like if you look back at my past videos, like you can see when that journey started, because baby, like a whole new person, okay? And I love who I am and love knowing like who I am in Christ, and that, you know, I'm a child of God, okay? I might not always act like it, but you know, that's why, you know, you repent and his mercy is renews every single day. His mercy, like, thank God for his mercy, thank God for his grace, because I need it, honey. Grace, space, and room to grow. Still growing. I broke my reflection down into categories, y'all. So and maybe you guys can do this too. Like, if you want to do it, not to record if you don't want to record, but just to reflect and take some time with yourself and do some self-reflection. So I have subcategories. So I have spiritually, I have mentally and emotionally, I have physically, I have career, I have friendships, and I have love life. And I know y'all can't wait to hear about the love life, because we're gonna get into it. Okay. All right, so let's start with spiritually. So, like, within my 20s, I have grown spiritually, and I'm still growing. I have so much to learn, but my relationship with God has strengthened over the years. And there are times when I feel within my faith walk that, like, my relationship isn't as strong with him, but that's always on me. Like, my relationship with God is all up to me, because he's there. Like, he's my father. He's not going nowhere. He is always there, steadfast, like, solid in my life. And I just have to make time for him. So sometimes I might go like a week or two where it's like, dang, I'm not feeling as connected, but that's because I haven't been doing things that I would typically do. So let's just say, for instance, when I wasn't going to Bible study, I wasn't going to any Bible studies, I felt a little more distant from him, because I was losing that day of studying time with him. And then, you know, I wasn't as present with him and things of that nature, if that makes sense. So my relationship with God has gotten stronger. And there are times where, like, maybe I'll fall back a little bit, and I know when I need to pick it up. Like, it's just a feeling that you have. So my relationship with him has grown through my 20s, and has been one of the best relationships that I developed in my 20s. One of the most important relationships. And I don't take that for granted. So if you don't have a relationship with God, this is your sign. Get you a relationship, sis. Get you a relationship. Is the best thing you'll ever do. Best relationship you'll ever have. I've been real intentional about reading my devotional every day and having that quiet time with God. Like, having that quiet time with God is when that relationship with him strengthens. I've also been intentional about praying bold prayers. Like, I feel like we put God inside of a box when he is bigger than we can even imagine. Like, what you believe for, you can have. And what we see in our future, what we dream of, like, he has more in store than what we could ever think or imagine. So I've been trying to be intentional about praying bold things, and not like, okay, let me pray for just this to happen because I feel like I can make that happen. It's not about what I can make happen. Like, God can make anything happen. If he's in the center, he's in the forefront, and you're doing things unto God, like, he will make your wildest dreams come true. So those bold prayers have been very important during my 20s, and like learning that through the process, because I haven't always prayed bold prayers, but I've been getting better with, like, stop putting him in a box. And also throughout my 20s, what I have learned to do is lean on my blessed friends, and lean in on my friends who I can seek wise counsel from, that also have a relationship with God and know God, and may have a stronger relationship, a deeper relationship. So leaning in on those friends and making them a priority in my life as well, because those are people that I need to be surrounded by, those who also know Christ and can teach me and help me navigate this thing we call life. Okay. And finally, just like as far as like with my spiritual walk and everything throughout my 20s, learning that I have to make my faith walk and my relationship with God a priority. So that's where I feel like a lot of us fall short sometimes, especially, you know, us Christians. Like, we save our time with God, we save our prayer time, we save our quiet time for like the end of the day. Like, oh, I'll get to it. Oh, I'll get to that. But we are not saving like, oh, I'm gonna make my coffee. Oh, I'll make that later. No, you need that in the morning to function. Like, that's how we need to treat God. Like, oh, that Starbucks you need to get, that's how we need to make, like, our time, our quiet time with God. Like, putting that at the top of your list. Now, for me, let's just say the gym. I'm going to make sure I get to the gym, no matter what. I'm getting to the gym. And if I don't get to the gym, I'm going to be messed up. I'm going to be irritated about it. It's going to mess with my day. That's how I need to look and feel about God. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then you're idolizing these things. So you're idolizing coffee, or I could be idolizing the gym if I'm putting that before God. If that's, you know, at the forefront of when I wake up, that's what I'm thinking about. You get what I'm saying? So I've been working, you know, throughout my 20s as far as making God a priority in my life, and not just something to check off my to-do list, not just something like, you know, if I don't get to it, I could just get to that tomorrow. No, he needs to be made a priority. Lastly, let me add on to that, my discernment. So I've really been praying and working on my discernment, which helps me make choices and decisions in my life. So spiritually, that is how, like, what I reflected on, you know, throughout my 20s, and how my spiritual life has just developed and gotten stronger, and noticing the areas that, like, maybe I may lack, the things that I need to work on. All right, so on to mentally and emotionally, like how am I, you know? And I have written down that, you know, I'm stable. I think that, like, emotionally and mentally, I'm very, very much stable. I have times where, like, I get anxiety and I get overwhelmed, which creates anxiety from time to time. But I feel like I've been able to navigate that area of my life, and how to calm down in those situations. First thing, always prayer, always worship music, and then writing things down. I have to write things down and make a list to create order, and also using my calendar. And knowing when to say no. Saying no helps me so much mentally that you wouldn't believe. It's like a weight off your shoulder when you say no. You're saying no for the benefit of yourself, for the benefit of your mental. A lot of people say and look at me like, you need to slow down. You need to stop putting so much on your plate. And I realized that. So one of those things that helps me put so much on my plate is saying no. Like, sometimes I can't show up. And it's nothing against you. It's nothing personally. But I have to look out for myself mentally. Which, if I'm not looking out for myself mentally, anxiety can take over. And that not only attacks you mentally, but also can attack you physically. So for my health benefit, I have to say no sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay. And not feeling bad for saying no, like, that's a big thing. Like, I had to learn that, and I'm still learning that, because I could be a people pleaser, which I rebuke. Like, I'm not that, but I was. And, you know, you're not gonna make everybody happy. Everyone's not gonna be pleased with you, and that's not up to you to make sure they're pleased and make sure they're happy. All you could do is show up how you can show up, and be there when you can be there. And if you can't, like, they have to understand that. Like, you give yourself grace. Hopefully they give you grace. If not, you got to give yourself grace. Like, it is what it is. You have to learn to be selfish when necessary. And that's a part of saying no, and not making yourself accessible all the time. You can't be accessible all the time, because then when are you accessible for yourself to relax and take rest and take some time and rest? And honestly, that's a really, really important aspect of my mental. So that's what I have learned, and something that I just reflect on throughout my 20s, because in the beginning of my 20s, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Still to this day, sometimes I can run around like a chicken with my head cut off, but I can also take a step back and be self-aware and realize, like, when I'm doing too much, and when I need to calm down, when I need to say no. And if you say no in the beginning, you don't have to go back and renege something that you said. You know what I'm saying? Like, telling people up front no, instead of saying you'll be somewhere, or you'll go, or you'll show up, and then going back to them and say, like, it's better just say it up front. Just say it up front. Just say no. And that's why, like, when I tell people and invite people places and stuff, I'm like, listen, no pressure. Like, if you know, you know. If you got a text from me about something, and me maybe asking for help, or inviting you somewhere, I always, no pressure, because I understand when people can't show up. Like, I get it, because that's sometimes me, and I really, really hope and pray that people understand when I do say no, because if you know me, like, I'm gonna do by any means show up. But if I can't and I tell you no, that means I really can't. I really, really can't. And it might not be I have a prior engagement. It might be because Nye needs some rest. Nye needs to sit down before Nye pops and explodes, because she has just, you know, her cup is empty and she needs to recharge. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that I've learned. I'm still working on, but I know that I'm getting better at. Okay, so physically, oh my gosh, oh, my battery is dying. So physically, I really love the skin that I'm in these days. You know, ever since I developed the passion for working out, I haven't stopped. My foot has been on the gas, okay? And I love the skin I'm in. I'm going to continue to work out. And surgery. Am I getting surgery? Maybe. Nothing against surgery at all. Like, if you can afford it, do it, okay? I bet if everybody could afford surgery, they'd be getting something done. Whether that be their teeth, something on their face, their boobs, their body, they butt, anything. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know, like, if you know, you know. Like, I've always wanted to get a breast augmentation, and that's in my future, okay? And listen, if you want to do it, okay? Do it. But that's a little bit about my body. My body is pretty much good condition. I had some little hiccups, like, during the gym, just like overworking myself. But you gotta listen to your body. You gotta know when to listen to your body. If your body's telling you to sit down, slow down, do it. And that's in the gym and outside of the gym, because we don't want to hurt ourselves. We don't want to get sick, and we don't want to, like, break anything or hurt anything, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, loving the skin that I'm in, I'm very, very confident in my body these days, which makes me overall happy. And it's just like full circle, like mentally, emotionally, that makes me happy. And on the outside, like, I'm happy. I love what I look at when I look in the mirror, okay? And definitely pray and hope that for everybody, because when you love the skin you're in, you just feel better overall. All right, y'all, so if for some reason the lighting is off, it's because my camera died and I had to charge it a little bit, and now I'm back, so I'm trying to make sure everything is copacetic and all together. Okay, so back up into my reflection. So now I want to go on and start talking about like my career, where I am, and like, you know, just my reflection on that. So right out of college, I went to my first big girl job. From there, I went into, that was a nonprofit. Then I went into higher education. And then from there, I went to the corporate world. And now I'm in the corporate world, and I'm literally love my job, love what I do for my 9-to-5 job. It's very rewarding. I feel appreciated. I work for an amazing company. It's in the top like best places to work. Like I love my life there. Like I love what I do. I love how I affect people's lives. I really do my work unto God, and I feel like I'm making a difference, and it makes me just feel really, really good at the end of the day. Love my team, everything about it. So career-wise is going great. However, we know that I have LightFit, my baby, like love LightFit, and just been on this entrepreneur road. And I've also been loving that. Like I didn't know the entrepreneur lifestyle was a part of what I was going to be doing, a part of my life journey. But you know, God is strategic, and I love it. Like I love being a boss. I love having the creative outlet that I have doing LightFit, and I love how the mission and the story behind it, like, and just where it comes from, and just being the light wherever you are in your active wear. Didn't know when I was 21 that I would have my own business, and that it would be successful, and that it's going to be bigger than I could ever dream, think, or imagine. So excited, just like love that, excited for what's to come in the future with that. Of course, like if I could do LightFit solely by itself and not have to work a 9-to-5, that would be lovely. That's the goal. And let's just say if that was something that couldn't be, I'm fine with that. I love that I'm still doing it, but I know that that's going to be an option in the future, and I'm excited and I can't wait for it. But in the meantime, my 9-to-5 is amazing. And one thing I had to realize on this entrepreneur lifestyle is that comparison is the killer of joy. Like comparison is the devil, okay? Like don't compare yourself. I can't compare myself to where I'm at with my business to someone else in their journey, because one, I don't know what they did or what they had to do to get to where they are. I also don't know how long they're working. And also, like, I'm not doing this in my own strength. Like, this is not just me. Like, this is God too. And if God wants my business to be $1 billion business in 2 days, today, tomorrow, all he got to do is blink. Like, he can make that happen in 2 seconds. The right person just has to reach out to me. The right person just has to wear my stuff. Like, or a couple of people. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, things can happen so fast that your head will be swimming. And things have happened in my life like that before. So, like, it'll be another testimony. I've seen him do it before. I know he'll do it again, like, because that's just the type of guy he is. So comparison, like, don't compare your journey to anyone else. And that's something I had to learn through my 20s. Like, and that's not just with my career, that's with anything in my life. Like, not to compare my story, my life with anyone else. You don't know what people are going through, what they had to go through, what hoops they jumped through, or this and that and the third. Like, you don't know their trials and tribulations, and they don't know mine. And we're living 2 different lives. Like, nobody can be a better you. Like, why I want to be number 2? Like, I want to be number 1, and we all number 1 in our lives. Nobody else can be us. So, love that for me. So career going well. Happy with that. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention grace. I've had to learn to give myself grace throughout my entrepreneur lifestyle. Like, I have to, like, it's my business. I own it. Like, if I need to take a break, I can take a break. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. But if I have to sit down and I can't post for a couple days, if I can't do this for a couple, like, I have to give myself grace and just learn how to navigate it, because this is just a one-man team at this point. It's not going to be a one-man team forever, but there's a one-man team at this point, which is me. And I'm so appreciative of everyone who comes out and helps me, whether you're helping me repost, whether you're coming to a pop-up shop, helping me set up, helping me sell. Like, I really love my friends. Like, God was just so strategic placing y'all in my life, because he knew that you guys were going to rock with me. You guys were going to be there for me and show up for me when I need y'all. And I love that. So just reflecting and looking back on, like, friends I've had for a lifetime, friends that I may have just met months ago or a year ago. Like, you all were individually placed in my life for a reason, and I'm just happy that you guys are here and you're a part of my life. And that segues into my next point, friendship. I'm reflecting on that. So throughout my 20s, I have lost friends and I have gained friends. I've lost friends for reasons, and they were here for a season and not forever, and that's fine. And I have some people that are here and they're here for a lifetime, and I love y'all. And I am a low maintenance friend. And I've been able to reflect and see like what friends of mine are low maintenance and which ones are high maintenance, and being able to navigate those friendships. A friendship shouldn't be a job, but you should be intentional with your friendships. So even if they are low maintenance, just making sure you're taking that time to schedule things with them, or just checking on them. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? You good? I haven't heard from you. Simple as that. So I've been able to reflect and learn how to navigate those friendships throughout my 20s, and just grateful again for the friends that I do have in my life, and for my village. Like, love my village. And one of the most recent things that I've learned. So y'all, I try to avoid confrontation at all costs. I don't like confrontation. But I can get into some confrontation. I can knuck if you buck if I got to. However, I like to stay clear of that. I don't want to be in no confrontation. So with friendships, you have to be able to have uncomfortable conversations. You have to be able to have hard conversations with your friends. And sometimes it's not easy. Like, in me, oh child, I'll be stressed. So just navigating uncomfortable conversations and having those combos where you might think you'll hurt someone's feelings, but it's all how you approach things and making sure you're doing things in love and praying before you have those conversations. And I've been able to do that, and it wasn't as bad as I thought, but I was so terrified. So I'll be working on that, the rest of this year and into my 30s, just being able to have those uncomfortable conversations and those hard conversations, because that's when I feel like relationships are made stronger, and trust goes a lot further. And yeah, so, and I think as long as you're doing it in love, like, it's for a good reason, and it'll turn out exactly how you need it to turn out and how it's supposed to turn out. Lastly, I want to mention my love life, guys. My love life. I can honestly 100% tell you, I am not content with where my love life is. And I don't know if that means like I'm not content in my life, and it's something that I'm working on being content with, but of course I'd rather be in a better place in my love life. I'd rather have a ring on this finger. Y'all can't see, but a baby in this tummy down here. I'd rather be in that place in my life right now. Like, I'm pushing 30. However, like, and I have a lot of my conversations with my friends are like, I'm content in every area of my life, but when it comes to my love life, it's like I wish it could be better. I don't hate my love life. I'm just not where I would want to be. But who is this? Somebody's calling me. But I've done some reflecting, and it's like, how do I say this? I don't know, y'all. It's just that, like, I know that, like, I'm going to be an amazing wife. I'm going to be an incredible mom. I feel like I was put on this earth to be a mama and a wife, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just so excited, and I can't wait for that time. So I guess a part of my, like, not being excited is because I just can't wait for that to happen. Like, when I was younger, I used to always say, married at 26, babies by 27, like, something of that nature. And the fact that I'm way past going there, like, I know it's God's time, it's God's plan, not mine. Like, I've accepted that, and I'm okay with that. But just being real and raw, like, I wish I was at a better place in my love life, but I'm not. But I am extremely grateful for where I am every other area of my life. I love that I can get up and go and do what I want to do. There are so many pros to not being tied down and having children and everything right now. And I know it's going to come in perfect timing, but that's a part of my life that I'll be like, it's in shambles. I need to stop saying that, because words are powerful, and I know it's power in the tongue. So I'm going to stop saying that. Like, I'm in shambles. I'm going to stop it. Power in the tongue. Practice what I preach. But through my 20s, child, I've been through heartaches. I've been depressed. I've been sad. I've cried like a baby. I've like starved myself because I was just so upset. But then I've had some good time. I've loved. I've made great memories, unforgettable memories. I've just been through a lot of trials and tribulations throughout my 20s with relationships and guys. I'm very much a relationship girl. I've been in relationships for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like, I'm definitely a relationship girl, and I'm excited, and I can't wait for the day that a ring is put on this finger, because that's for me. I don't plan on having any kids before I'm married. Like, and then it's like, I waited this long. what's another couple years to wait for my ring and to have my child. That's what I want to do. And it's just like, you know, breaking generational patterns and making it better for the future. So I'm excited for it. Am I in love right now? Some may want to know. Yes, I am in love right now. I am in love right now. I have butterflies right now. And hopefully something is to come in the future with this love that I have right now. Just being completely transparent with you guys. I have some things in my life that are a mess, and I'm just trying to figure that part of my life out. I'm just trying to figure this love walk out in my love life, not love walk in general. It's like my love life, trying to figure that out. I would say it's a lot of moving parts going on, and just have the best of hopes for what's to come in the future. And yeah, y'all, I think that is a wrap with my reflection. Let me just recap really quick. We talked about my spiritual life, my mental, emotional state, physically, career, friendships, and love life. You can break yours down however you want to break it down, but that's kind of what I broke down and what I reflected on. Like, I took some time by myself to just reflect and look back, like, wow, I came from this to that, I came from that to this, I came from this to that. Like, okay, cool. Like, example, like when I was talking about like your body surgery, like at first surgery was my option at first, and then I went to working out, and then I'm like, okay, I don't need to get this surgery, but I might want to get this spiritual walk. I wasn't as close with God. I was super babe, and now like I have a relationship with God. I know the things that I need to do to get in his presence, and speaking in tongues and things of that nature. Like, I've been able to see my life like grow and develop. Career, like I've been able to see that grow and develop my whole 20s, and there were jobs where I was unhappy, and jobs that I'm extremely happy, and just seeing the progress that has taken place throughout my 20s. Friendships, the friendships that have grown, the friendships that have stuck, and the friendships that have faded away throughout my 20s. And I'm just extremely blessed. I'm extremely grateful, and I'm just full of hope. I'm full of love, and I'm just so excited for what God has planned for me next, especially going into my last year, my 20s, and into my 30s. Like, I think this is going to be one of my best years yet, and I pretty much hope and pray for that this is going to be my best year yet, but this is my best year yet in my 20s, and so much is already unfolding and happening, and I just really can't wait to see what God has for me next, and so thankful for those that are surrounded by me. And yeah, y'all, that's my reflection. Y'all will be with me during my last year in my 20s, and y'all will see everything that happens and takes place this next 365 days until we get back to September 8th. I know this is a little later than September 8th, but y'all know what I'm saying. Alright, y'all, any questions or like advice on how to do this kind of stuff, please feel free to comment down below. I will write you back, or you can always DM me on my Instagram page. All that information will be down below. And y'all know, like, I appreciate y'all. Like, y'all my people. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Subscribe. And y'all know what I always say. Be the light wherever you go, because wherever you go, the light shall follow. Love you guys so much. Bye.